Audio is one of those issues on Call of Duty that seems to never go away, which is why there's always little updates for it being released. I do think audio in a classic sense across Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 is actually quite good, like the sound of weapons firing and our players navigating the map, but really when people have issues with audio in Call of Duty, we really are referring to hearing enemy players, and specifically the direction and volume of their footsteps. Well, with the Season 1 Reloaded update, Call of Duty did release an update for audio, and it should make a huge difference. Firstly, they note that audio occlusion has been updated for Kazakhstan. Audio occlusion, by the way, just refers to how sound travels through and around objects. So if someone is running behind a wall or in a building, it would sound differently than if they were outside or in the same room as you. So that's a great start. I know this is something that takes a lot of tweaks, especially on a huge Battle Royale map, but it's great to hear there's another iteration of audio occlusion updates. They've also made updates to the plain audio, not super important for tactical enhancements, but it is nice not to have your ears blown out at the start of every game. Now, another huge change they've made to the audio is the reduction in volume of friendly slides, jumps, and lands. This will help us better distinguish between friendly and enemy noises. It's honestly such a good change and should stop us getting confused between our own team and the enemy team when we're running around close to each other. All of these updates come in addition to the audio changes that they made at the start of December last year, where they attempted to rebalance first-person audio, i.e. the noises that we make, and enemy footsteps audio. So the combination of all of these updates should really help us in clutch situations. My initial impressions are that audio has improved in certain situations, and it's slightly easier to pick out footsteps compared to the rest of the noise going on in Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. Although part of this down is to some of my settings, which I'll share with you right now. So for audio mix, there are two main options really. So the classic is headphone bass boost, which enhances those lower end frequencies, which is where footsteps register. But another good audio mix option, which not many people know about, is actually soundbar. Now, I first started using this a little bit on Modern Warfare 3. I saw a video by Lunchtime on YouTube where he suggested using soundbar, and actually I tried that out and it was pretty good. But for most people, most of the time on Warzone, I do think headphone bass boost is still a safe option. For master game volume, I recommend putting this down a little bit from 100, so 70 works well for me. Then obviously if you do need the volume to go up, you can just alter that on your headset. But I find if you leave this at 100, some of the super loud noises kind of max out and get a little bit scratchy. Then as we come down here, we can alter the volume of certain tracks. So gameplay music volume, I recommend switching off altogether, or alternatively going very low. Dialogue volume, I recommend turning this down as well. 70 is the absolute highest I would go. Really, you could go much lower and still be happy. You do still want this enabled though, just because the enemy operators can shout out some really important information. They could shout about throwing a grenade or putting down a claymore, and if you didn't know they were there, this dialogue volume gives them away. Effects volume, put this on 100. This is things like footsteps. Cinematic music volume, this one you can turn down as well. I've gone down to 30, and you could go even lower. And then war tracks volume, obviously that's completely up to you. If you want to be super competitive, put this down to 0, but I like it on for when I'm playing with friends and we're just having fun. Now for proximity chat, if you're either playing as a solo or you're talking to your friends on Discord chat or in party chat or whatever, I do recommend switching this on because some players will give their position away in proximity chat. But if you're the one talking in game chat, I recommend switching this off because then it'd be you giving away your position. That's unless you want to talk smack to other players, then obviously switch it on. Then down to mono audio, ensure this is still off. This ensures that we have directional sound. And then lastly, you want to reduce tinnitus sound. So that's everything for audio in Warzone right now. Hopefully this video does help you out. If it does, give it a like. And now that we're finished up here, why don't you join me over in this video where I go over the latest method to rank up weapons as fast as possible.